Welcome back to Silksong, Steel Soul Edition. This is, I'm Akinar, and this is day 8. Almost screwed up the intro there. This is day 8 of our Steel Soul adventure. We are hanging in there with our first run so far, and we are now on the, we have just finished Act 1. We made it through Phantom to finish off last stream, and we're here in the Citadel, ready to begin Act 2. So I'm excited to get things underway. Hello there, Chicken Sandwich. How are you today? I've caught the stream. Time to silk the songs until we're hollow. Something like that. How are you doing today? Happy Friday. My connection at the gym is putting me like 12 seconds behind the stream, I guess. Oh, hey, getting those gains. I like it. I like to hear that you are not skipping the gym just because it's Friday. Never skip gym day. And I got my workout in earlier today. Feels good, man. And I'm ready for some Silksong. So let's go ahead and make some adjustments to our crest. Go ahead and flip. Man, it's so nice having this. This satchel gives us so many tools. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna switch back to my sting shards. And what else? Do I keep my magnetite dice on there? Do I keep those as a permanent fixture? I do like having my magnetite brooch when we are just running around the world, though. Getting all those extra rosaries. It's such a convenience, man. It's such a convenience. I could, I guess, take off the compass. Maybe that's what I do? Maybe. Maybe. You know, it's a taking off the dice in Steel Soul mode could be risky. I definitely want back my Threadstorm, though. I like cross-stitch maybe in certain circumstances, but as a general defensive option, Threadstorm has proven itself to be just too good. Lordak, welcome in. How are you, friend? Act 2, let's go. Indeed. It's time to begin. This is Akinar, and I'm Silksong. Yes, that was... Thank you for correcting that intro there, Chicken Sandwich. Let's go... I think our first order of business here is to make our way to the Songclave, or at least what will eventually become the Songclave. I think we can get to the Songclave, and then I'm not exactly sure what triggers what when, but once we've at least established our fast travel checkpoint at the Songclave, then I want to return to Bone Bottom and Bellheart just to see if there's any, I don't know, quests or anything that we want to deal with before we continue onwards in the Citadel. But we want to, without too much delay, we're going to be making our way for the Cogwork Dancers, because we need, well, my plan is to push into the vaults so we can pick up the Pale Oil. Hello, Lace. The Pale Oil upgrade is one that I think we want to prioritize ASAP. But that does mean getting through the Cogwork Dancers, and there are a couple upgrades that I would like to get before we do that boss fight. As many tools as we have, we probably don't have to finish News Quest. Having this satchel is basically better than finishing News Quest, which gets us our next satchel upgrade anyways. But we already have so many tools, and in my practice runs with the Cogwork Dancers, I have not come close to using all my tools. So, but I still, you know, we're gonna want that pouch upgrade at some point. So if we decide to knock that out here to start, there's not really too much downside in doing that. All right, you got to get into a fighting mindset here. Because we are doing Steel Soul. Gotta be ready. Gots to be ready. Where you at? Where you at? Alright. We want to also be collecting rosaries and shards as much as possible. If we are going to be utilizing tools as much as I plan to be using tools in this in Steel Soul, then we're going to need shards. Yeah. Okay, all right. Managing to somehow not get hit so far, even though I feel like my brain is not completely fired up and ready to go, but here we are. Sparky, what's up, dude? What the heck, sir? It is a workday afternoon. This is kind of a throwback, actually, to our... I did say that I was thinking about doing Fridays as perhaps a regular streaming day. I don't know yet that we'll do that, but today was a day that I wanted to stream, and it does remind me a bit of... it does remind me of how I got started streaming when I first started doing the Hollow Knight randomizers. Oops, I didn't have that charged. When I first started doing the Hollow Knight randomizers on Twitch. Ay, okay. It was Friday afternoons. That was my stream time, basically. So this kind of this just feels like I'm right back in the old times. Doesn't matter though, I'm here. How we doing? This track, I know, the Choral Chambers, Craigasm, I've missed it. Me as well. It's so good. Why did you not? That flyer did not want to participate in my Threadstorm. I have no idea why not. Oh, Yincon, how you doing there? Almost missed you. Hey guys, good luck with those Silk Songs today. I'm gonna work until I go hollow. Everybody's going hollow, in one fashion or another, it seems. But I hope you're having a good Friday, even if there is some work involved, as there typically is, even on Fridays. Choral Chambers OST is godly for real. For real. There is no denying that. Wow, I'm just almost walking into everything here. Almost walking into it all. The before times. Is that what we're calling them? The before times. Ah, you're just off work right now. Let's go. All right, that is what I was hoping to hear. Exactly what I was hoping to hear. And you are just in time for the start of the stream. See, look at that Threadstorm, man. It just, like, any other skill, I don't know, any other skill. Like, if I was doing Rune Rage, I would have definitely gotten hit there. Because Rune Rage would have still been powering up. Rune Rage would have been sitting there basically doing nothing yet. Yeah. Okay, so this is a detail that I don't think I realized on my first playthrough, but there's a very, in retrospect, as they always are in retrospect, a very obvious pin sign here. Oh shit, that I think I just walked right by. I don't think I ever even took notice of this. And so then when I came in here and I saw, oh, there's this item up here, I just never, oh dude, you can even see it, can't you? If you look closely enough, not only are there just a ton of pins around it, but you can literally see the pale oil. If I had actually taken the time, which I feel like I normally do, but in this case I didn't, take time to look at the detail, which you can actually, if you just look behind the glowing item, the pale oil is right there. And I would have maybe been a little more urgent in my efforts to get to that point and get that item. We got goals today, milestones, achievements, dreams. I was talking a little bit about those dreams and whatnot before you hopped in, Sparky. We are heading for the Songclave first and foremost. That's the first objective here, is just to get our little fast travel checkpoint at the soon-to-be Songclave. One day to be Songclave. And then not too far down the road, we're going to be aiming for Cogwork Dancers. Cogwork Dancers are on the agenda. We're going to try to get a Spool Fragment upgrade before we do that. And we may also try to finish our Hunter's Journal quest. 100 journal entries. Shit. Okay, you always give me trouble. This flyer, I swear to God, there's no other flyer in the game as annoying as you are. This frickin' thing. Thanks, I hate it. I probably don't need to heal there, but it's Steel Soul and I don't like taking the chance. Oh. I don't like taking the chance. Oh, and this, this is not open yet. So I do have to go over through this way. So that's the general game plan, at least to start here. Oh, I did misread that, didn't I? I totally misread that. He said off to work. Streamer brain is not... I'm getting up to speed and warmed up in playing Silksong. And I'm also apparently, I need that same warm up when it comes to reading Twitch chat. Thank you for that clarification, Sparky. Elden Ring playthrough Akinar would have never missed those details. God damn it. Need to rewind to the Elden Ring brain. My dream is world domination. What would a chicken sandwich dominated world look like? Oh, I do need... No, I got you in my journal already. I can just skip you. I don't need to pay attention to you. Before I forget, actually, let me go pick up the key, because there is a thing... There is a spool fragment that we can actually get with this key. We also, let me see, where am I at actually on my progress for this? I need 5 more entries. 5 more. We're not gonna try to tussle with a grand read just yet. If we need a grand read for that last journal entry, maybe I'll consider it. But once again, this shell satchel changes things so dramatically in our tool needs. So really, we can get by without this new quest. I like being a completionist, so, you know. We'll get it eventually, though. We will get it eventually. Hey, how's it going there? Is it Junior Solheim? Junior Gen Solheim? Am I reading that right? Hey, Akinar, you're not streaming on Twitch anymore, only here? That is the plans at the moment. Yes, I kind of have enjoyed keeping things consolidated here on YouTube for various reasons. So, hope you're doing good today. Bing bong. Love the roach guts in our inventory. I know! God damn it. How did I forget that? Bing bong also makes me think of Slay the Spire. Which I've actually learned that Bing Bong is not a bad relic. It's actually a pretty good relic that you want to pick up in the later stages of the run when you are simply trying to scale. Because the only cards that you want to be picking later in the run are cards that scale your deck. And if you get to double the cards that scale your deck, all the better. I hadn't thought about that before. So Bing Bong is actually not a bad one as a very random tangent. I guess our world is already pretty dominated by chicken sandwiches. Maybe my dream is already realized by McDonald's. Oh, God. Bing Bong can kick rocks. Hey, I have come around on Bing Bong, Sparky. Bing Bong is a good one. I've definitely been convinced by better players than myself. As I have been studying others playing as Ascension 10 and trying to pick up as many pointers as I can.
That's fine.
Okay, we're at the exhausted dialogue point, so that is done. Let's go ahead and we've got our key, and we're going to establish our fast travel here. And then we will quickly swing back to our hubs. Quickly swing back there. Junior, if I am saying that right, were you, did you watch the streams previously on Twitch? I don't recognize your username. Did you have a different Twitch username by any chance? Are you a friend from the Twitch days? Let's go to the Grand. There's no reason to go to Terminus, I don't think. There's just a lore tablet there. Feel free to. As always, here in Steel Soul, I am much more open to backseating if we're talking about, like, directing me to upgrades and quest items, things like that. The only thing that I don't really want just yet is, like, outright revelation about everything that's in the game. Stuff that I haven't found yet, which I know it might be hard to know exactly what I have found and what I haven't, but if you haven't seen me do it on camera, assume that I haven't found it, then I would prefer to be nudged to those things. But I am open to nudging. I am open to, like, hey, have you tried, I don't know what the nudge would be. It's hard to make up an example nudge here on the fly, but something that gets me to look in a certain place or talk to a certain NPC without knowing exactly what's going to happen. That's the goal. Like, one thing, for example, that I am unsure about here with our... As many new, fresh files as I have started and played through now, the alternate save file that I've been using to practice for Steel Soul, I've noticed that there is variation. Well, is this actually going to happen right now? I'm a little unsure if I want this to happen right now. But right now, we might run into Mr. Did you have a nickname, Chicken Sandwich, for this? Or was there somebody else who had a nickname? What was the Cranium Champion or something? But this might happen, but we'll do it. If this is a fight that we have to do right now, we'll do it. Okay, no Skull Tyrant charging into town just yet, so that's good. But our buddy has left. And I don't remember at what point our buddy left, Pilby. But this is one mystery that I don't think we have fully resolved. All that I remember from the first playthrough, and even this might be inaccurate, but I want to say that we found Pilby up here in Pilgrim's Rest. And then I don't think I found him anywhere else. And I did a lot of backtracking, man. I backtracked like the entire map 3, maybe 4 different times. And I never found Pilby really, except for I think at Pilgrim's Rest. So that is one NPC. Pilby, if you know the places that we're supposed to look for him, I'm open to some nudging in that direction. And we can maybe include that as part of our Steel Soul adventure here. But at least we're not getting assaulted by the tyrant here to start, which would have been maybe a fun way for you all to get the stream started, watching me have to deal with the Skull Tyrant. Okay, you had W. That is an interesting username. W Ted. My brain wants to read it as W Ted Set. It's probably not even close. You've been watching ever since Baba Is You. That is awesome. The Baba Is You era. Yeah, Sparky's talking about it. Baba Is You was such an era. Yeah. And of course, we've got a lot of that playthrough, pretty much the whole playthrough here on the channel. But I did start streaming Baba Is You. That is one of those games that started as a streaming item. So good to have you here. Oh, Fume Knight had the cranium. I don't even remember what the nickname was, but yeah, good call. Maybe welcome in. How you doing, buddy? Happy Friday. Glad you're able to join us here on the wonderful, actually decently mild Friday afternoon that we're having in the Central Valley. Our weather here has been. We had a couple days of 100-degree heat, but that was earlier in the month, and everything since then has been very mild. I'm obviously by mentioning this out loud, I'm going to immediately jinx things, and we're going to get slammed with like 110-degree weather in just a couple weeks, probably. But, you know, so far, June has been pretty mild. Gotta say. Oh, what was I even here for? I even came here. I came here to check the wish wall, but there's no wishes in Bone Bottom. No, never mind. There is a wish. Okay. Ooh, this is a lot of shards. That is a lot of shards. But we have, ooh, that is literally all of my shards. God damn. I don't have to do this right this second, do I? I might wait until we've done at least the Cogwork Dancers, and maybe we'll come back for this. Why don't we make a marker here to remind me that, hey, there's a an expensive item that needs to be dealt with back in Bone Bottom. We'll get around to that. Are you saying that I'm in charge while you go walk the dog, or are you saying this to Mabian or somebody in chat? I don't know if I can be if I can be trusted with this responsibility, Sparky. But enjoy your walk with Apollo. Got to get those steps in, and hopefully the weather is good in your neck of the woods as well. We do know it's just around the corner. One way or another, the Central Valley heat. We're not going to be able to fully escape it, but. Was it last summer or the summer before? One of them where we had just the entire summer was so cool. It was not the blazing hot misery that you are used to all for, you know, 3 months. I hope that this one is more like the former than the latter. Okay, so we've got the quest for Pill's brother, which takes us into Sinner's Road, right? So we can at some point combine that with finishing the Roach Guts quest. Ah, I forgot about this though. The Vassal Lost. I just remembered that we have another quest here. Oh god, this is actually higher up in the Citadel. So maybe this is up in the High Halls, or could it actually be up in the Cradle? Or beyond the Cradle? This new Steel Soul quest. We're not going to be able to attend to it for a bit still. So we don't need to worry about it. And yeah, I think there's really nothing that is... Let's stay on plan, which is the plan is to scour the Coral Chambers to the point where we get another spool fragment and fill out 100 entries in the journal. That's the idea. So let's just go back to the Citadel and start working our way through. So the 2 summers ago was the one where we had like 120, wasn't it? Yeah, last summer was not bad. Bring back 2025 in terms of the Central Valley weather conditions. 100-degree weather? Never heard of it. Michael, how you doing, friend? What neck of the woods are you in? I know for there's a lot of places that because the Central Valley, it can get warm, but it's not the most humid. It's mostly a dry heat. So in the grand scheme, it's not too oppressive. Oh, I didn't want to dash that way. Joe. Okay, I see the username update there. At first I thought it was a new user, and then I saw the icon and I was like, wait a second, that's the same avatar. So Joe it is. Noted. Riley is here. What's up, my dude? I know with the earlier stream time here, it's a bit earlier in the day for Riley, so I wasn't totally sure at what point you would be able to show up. But it is good to have you. It's very good to have you, especially when we're doing Steel Soul, because obviously it's not mandatory your presence here by any stretch. I feel like I'll be able to navigate the game well enough to be able to... Ooh, is this actually... Are there actually snitches down here. Oh, okay. Are there two of them or just one? There is two. That actually scared me. The second one, because I wasn't totally sure. I feel like these guys are not it's not always here. Because I think I came down here once on an alternate file the last time I did, and they were not here. Is that true? We get a Silk Eater. So that's some rosaries later. But it's good to have Riley here as a backup to confirm and make sure that I am covering all my bases in our plan to gather upgrades and everything. So it's just a nice little reassuring feeling, you know. Ah, you're over in Paris. All right, so that was the other goal with the earlier stream time here, was to be able to get some of the EU time zone folks into the mix. I really was hoping to hit you. Did he just block my... I think he blocked my threefold pin. So yeah, good to have you here, and it sounds like you did have a bit of a heat wave over in Paris. Thank you for using the Fahrenheit, the Fahrenheit temperature there, even if you did have to do a little bit of a Google. Oh, I should have explored that room up there. Even if you had to do a little bit of Googling to do the Celsius conversion, I do appreciate it. You take the extreme temp instead of this absurd humidity. What part of the world are you in, Michael? I'm definitely glad for the lack of high humidity in my area. I did not need to jump there. Almost hit my head. Happy to be here. Have I missed anything? Not at all. We've just been getting into Act 2. We got our fast travel established to the Songclave. And also rung the bell, of course. So we're kind of waiting for it to become Songclave. And right now, all I'm doing is basically getting a spool fragment. I think we only need the one. Yeah, we need one spool fragment, which we can get at the start of the White Ward. And maybe I'm also filling out my 100 journal entries, but I haven't completely made up my mind on that. We'll see here. We'll see how close we get. We'll see how close we get. Let's go and explore over here. Congratulations on that, Joe. That sounds awesome. How long have you been searching? I know it's tough out there, but that is, hopefully it's a good offer, but, exciting nonetheless. GG. Oh, you were in the United States of Michigan. Okay, yeah, the Great Lakes humidity. I only visited Chicago once for work, and I got enough of a taste to realize, making me grateful of where I live. Let's get ourselves a spool fragment, though. Have you played Tunic, Mr. Akinar, or would you consider this game? I have, in fact, included Tunic in the most recent members poll, which I just posted yesterday. I haven't checked the results yet. But there is a poll for the members on the channel. Do I want to sit here and respawn enemies? No. I do need a mask, though. Maybe it's not the worst thing. But also, it respawns the enemies. I am going to not sit. But yes, Tunic is one of the options in the poll for what should I play next. I am heavily considering Tunic, especially now that the summer Steam sale is on. Tunic is actually half off, which would be an awesome time to pick it up. Maybe I'll just pick it up anyways, because it doesn't go on sale all that often. But I would not be surprised if Tunic ends up being one that we play on the channel very soon. And I'm looking forward to it. Chicken Sandwich, you have an interview for a smaller time job this next week. Nervous because it's a field I've never really been in. Oh my god, any interview is going to be nerve-wracking. There's just no way around it. Whether it's in an industry that you've been in or not. You can't help it. The nerves are just gonna happen. The reason I'm going into the White Ward is, yes, spool fragment. That's why. Reminding myself why I'm here again. Even though there's just a little bit of danger that goes along with this excursion. Just a tad bit. It shouldn't be too bad though. Did I put that in the right spot? I'm gonna play it safe. I actually did put it in the right spot. Okay, don't even screw around. Get that guy out of here. There's another journal entry as well. So now we are at 99. So do I go all the way in and pick up one of the surgeons? Is that what they're called? Or is there one more enemy somewhere in the Citadel that I haven't thought of yet? The Grand Reeds. But the Grand Reeds are a fair bit more dangerous than a surgeon? Question mark? Question mark? And also, do I even need the 100 entries? I'm thinking about this way more than I really need to. Okay, but this is what we want here. So we go up. We go up and... There we go. Spool fragment. Get. Chat is moving fast today. I'm gonna be missing some messages probably. So if I do miss your message, feel free to repeat it. Grape Ape, welcome on in. How are you doing? BG3 would be fun to watch. BG3, I'm probably not going to be playing on the channel. I don't... it's such a big game. It would take me forever. I know it's probably a really good game, but I'm very, very, very reticent about long games. I really have to be very, very careful about that. Joe, thank you so much for that becoming a member. You are the latest member of the Tarnished on the channel. Yes. I suspect maybe you are wanting to cast your vote in that poll. There is a, hopefully you find it as the latest YouTube post, but if not, there is a link in the Discord. Feel free to join the Discord and link your YouTube there so you can get access to the super secret members channels on the Discord. But thank you for that, Joe. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Arise, ye Tarnished. But I have to say, BG3 is probably not what I'm going to be playing, guys. Just because it's too long. It's too long, guys. It's going to take me another, like, 5 years just to play. It's too long. some things, some considerations, like the fact that life is short, have to be, oh god damn it, have to be thought of. Things must be considered. Could I have just ridden this out? Could I have just taken the elevator straight back out? I guess I was thinking of going back into the White Ward, but I don't think I'm going to do that, actually. I think we're just going to continue onward. Let's not worry about it for now. Brahman, how you doing? How was Phantom? Phantom was a piece of cake. No problem. I totally did not forget to pick up the tax on my way through or before leaving Sinner's Road, and totally didn't have to make some on-the-fly adjustments using different tools. It worked out fine, though. We did it. No problem, even without tax. No big deal. I gotta just start listening because this just makes me want to play Hollow Knight. Have you played either Hollow Knight or Silksong? It sounds like neither of them. And if so, then yes, play Hollow Knight for sure. Once you do Cogwork Dancers, you should be able to get a few more Master Arts pretty quickly, too. We can't get any Master Arts before Cogwork Dancers, correct? I believe that's the case. We got to go in there to unlock the core, which gets us the one Master Art that I know of, and then I guess we buy one from Jubilana? Is that how we get our next two? Feel free to remind me. Whatever I have to do to vote for Tunic. There we go. I knew it. I knew it. Cast your vote. Tunic gang assemble. Riley's in on Tunic. 5 is pretty optimistic. Wait, what were we saying about 5? I lost the... streamer lost. It is a very long game. Yes. Yes, I have to... I'm in the mood at the moment for shorter games. We will eventually get back to longer games, but I have to pick carefully. What games are on the poll? Good question. And welcome to the chat, DNA. Finally catching a stream. Good to have you here. I'm polling Hades 2, Blasphemous 2, Tunic, and Undertale. Those are there's a lot of games on my list, but I reluctantly boil it down to those 4. Even there were several that I kind of wanted to put on there, but I thought these are probably the 4 that I'm most interested in playing currently. So, as always, the winner of the poll is not necessarily what's going to get played next, but I value your feedback. Let me know. I want to know what's on your mind. I have no idea which game is currently winning. I have not looked at the poll. Someone who has the results, the most recent results, maybe Joe, feel free to say, but I have not taken a look at it yet. I just posted it last night. You love BG3, but it takes a while. Plenty of other things to enjoy. Yeah. Okay, so, there's a shard in the vaults. Ooh, but that's a, There's the vaults. I am trying to get through the vaults as quickly as possible because I know there are some shenanigans in various rooms in the vaults that I'm a little worried about because I have not practiced the vaults extensively. Tunic is currently winning. Okay. How could it not? Cute little fox. Greater, far greater than anything else. All right. You're about to start Hades 2 yourself. Really looking forward to it. I have been looking forward to Hades 2 as well. We'll see how it does in the poll. If there is enough interest in Hades 2, but it doesn't necessarily win, then maybe I will, I will keep saving it for a game that we'll play here on the channel. But if there's not too many people interested in seeing me play Hades 2, then I may just make it an off-camera game. Because I really want to play it. And I know it's going to take me... That is one game that is on the longer side that I wouldn't mind sinking some time into, some significant time. So I might make an exception for Hades. I think we're heading back to do Cogwork Dancers. I don't think there's any... We got our spool fragment, and I think that's what I want to do here. We could maybe kill a Grand Reed to fill out my 100th journal entry, but I don't think I have to. This is going to be more than enough tools. We've got more than enough tools for this fight. I am not a tool spammer when it comes to the Cogwork Dancers, at least in the practice that I've done so far. We'll do some practice runs here. We're not going to jump straight into Cogwork Dancers. We'll do a few practice rounds for sure, because it has been a few days since I have practiced myself. This group respawns. That always catches me off guard because I didn't sit at a bench, right? There are just some groups that respawn, huh? Okay, 2 Songclave. Or I don't think it's Songclave just yet. It will be in the not too distant future. You played Hades 1 already, I assume? Yes. Hades 1. I did not really stream the entirety of my first playthrough, but I streamed bits and pieces of it. So, like, unfortunately, I do not have any of the first, like, my first runs leading up to credits. That stuff I don't really have saved on my Twitch channel, but there are Hades 1 highlights on the Twitch channel. Stuff like at the very end of the game where I was going for like sub 12 runs. I really enjoyed Hades, and I ended up not really doing speed running, but I did enough of the game where I was going for sub 12s. So if you want to consider that speed running, that's as close as I got. I had a couple really good gun runs that were really fun. So I had a ton of fun with Hades. By the way, question about Inscryption. Is the playthrough finished? No. But I have, in terms of the members' first videos and the videos that are going to be coming out this coming week, I have reached credits. But I also am aware that there are things that I have not yet done. And I'm looking actually for a little bit of guidance on some of those things that I haven't done. So I'm figuring out how we're going to continue doing Inscryption. We may have an Inscryption live stream, possibly. Stay tuned with the videos that are coming out this week, and you'll get a little bit more of the story once those are live for non-members as well. But I do think there's a little bit more that I want to do in Inscryption before we're done. But we have reached credits. And it's... you're going to enjoy it, I think. You're going to enjoy my reactions to things. You're going to start Hades 2 right after you're done with Elden Ring. PCR is currently beating your ass. Are you on a first playthrough of Elden Ring, Fromin? Or is this a New Game Plus situation? PCR, man, that dude do not mess around. You would love to see a Hades 2 playthrough. Not too many people with good playthroughs on YouTube outside of the speedrunners who have played since early access. I think you were saying that before, Chicken Sandwich, or maybe somebody else was. See, me playing Hades was speedrunning whatever has to do with Thanatos rather than combat. Oh, Thanatos. Speedrunning whatever has to do with Thanatos. In other words, wait, okay, it has been a while since I played. Thanatos was the guy who would show up and he would sort of help you with the room, but you were also racing to try to kill more stuff than him, right? So... Or are you saying you're talking about like the lore involving Thanatos instead of the combat? Feel free to clarify there. I'm trying to think back to my Thanatos memories. We do have the Songclave that has sprung up already. Wow. I didn't realize it was that quick. Yes, I see you, or I hear you. I hear you, caretaker. Chill. Oh, racing the romance arc. Okay, got it. Yeah, that was the other fun thing about Hades, is all the different love triangles or squares or however many points on the various love connections that were going on. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do in the sequel.
Benny Frank.
I will say, DNA, there is going to be... Don't tell me any... I'm not reading the rest of that comment. But there is going to be at least a little bit of bonus content involving Casey's mod. But I don't want to read any more of your comment because I want to find out stuff for myself. But Casey's mod is something we will be doing a little bit of exploration with. At least one video.
Elos.
Fadastama.
Just going to keep exhausting the dialogue here for the caretaker and then check the quests on the board. And then we will switch over to do some practice for dancers. Just because I like exhausting the dialogue. I got to do it. This one is going to ask for some rosaries. Yeah, that one we can afford. Let's do that. And then we got the pins quest, I think. But that only rewards rosaries. Still good. And then we got the quest for Jubilana. I guess, so Jubilana doesn't have a mass shard yet, right? That's only later in the game. Right now, she does have a spool fragment, doesn't she? So that I suppose, Riley, that's one thing we could do. If I really want to squeeze as many upgrades as possible into pre-Cogwork Dancers, I think we could get Jubilana, unless she doesn't have a spool fragment, let me know. But if she has a spool fragment, there's also still the spool fragment that's over here somewhere. It's at the Grand Gate, isn't it? Like right here. Are those is that something we can get, Riley? You are on your first playthrough from, and that's exciting. Well, yeah. First, I thought I was the last person to have played Elden Ring for the first time. You thought Miquella would be the final boss. It would have been interesting if Torrent could be summoned, like for Elden Beast. Oh. I just never found combat with Torrent to be that great. There were maybe a couple fights where I was like, okay, we'll do it here. We did it on some dragon fights. But most of the time, it felt like such a liability. I don't even think I realized that you could do it with Elden Beast. Jubilana does not get a spool fragment until the second time. Okay, all right. So you got to wait for the good stuff, huh? All right. So in that case, let's do practice. Let's do practice. What we're going to be probably doing, well, since we don't have tax yet, I think it'll be fine having... I don't think I would do tax anyways for dancers. I think I would want the sting shards. So threefold and sting shards. I think we might actually practice with Silk Spear. I don't think the benefits of Threadstorm knocking away enemies, that doesn't exist with at least this boss. And I don't think most bosses. So I think having the Silk Spear, if we do use a Silk skill at all, that's what I'll want. And we will equip our dice. And that'll be what we use for this fight on this file. But first, I don't think I have the Cogwork Dancer save point loaded up. Let me just see what I've got here. I might have to quit out of the game to load that up. Yeah, because I'm already post Cogwork Dancers on this file. So what we're gonna do briefly here is I'm gonna switch over to this screen while I do my little... This is how we are doing Steel Soul. We might not be saving and quitting, but we are using checkpoints on an alternate non-Steel Soul file in order to expedite practice. Because otherwise, you kind of have to like play through... Well, here's the thing. The game already has its own built-in checkpoint system. And so I'm basically extending this just ever so slightly. The checkpoints in-game don't take you to, like, specific bosses. They take you to, like, oh, you just picked up Clawline. You just picked up Threadstorm or some other ability. So I'm basically extending what Team Cherry has already built into the game. At least that's how I'm justifying it in my head. But I think that, for me, this is the only way that I can preserve my sanity if we're going to be carrying Steel Soul all the way to the end. Because otherwise things would take too long if you had to, like... If the only practice you were doing were on Steel Soul, that would just take forever. Because the moment you die, like... I think you guys get it. There's practice that we have to build into this. Alan Iverson, we're talking about practice. And now I can switch back to this screen. And we will turn on that little thing. So you all know that it's practice. talk about practice. You do like Threadstorm for hitting both dancers at the same time? Okay. In my practice runs, I had not been... I don't know. I liked the idea of the Silk Spear. Because I don't know, I feel like when I did try doing Threadstorm, at least I wasn't positioning myself as well as I thought. Now, at the same time, I'm generally not going to be spending Silk on... I'm usually going to be saving Silk for healing. Because we're using so many tools as it is. So, I think we'll just go like this. We'll go with this setup. I am not going to use dice, even though I still don't have it on this file anyways. But I'm not going to use dice on the practice file because let's not rely on that. Let's try to make sure that we're doing this diceless. But we'll have the dice as our backup on the actual file. But we'll practice without training wheels. This is the other reason to practice, is my pogos on those guys are not always 100%. And now I will take the time to charge up my Silk. No, the glorious dice. They will be there on our main file. We're not going completely diceless, but for the practice run, it's sort of like putting your in Godhome going ascended in your Hall of Gods practice. Ascended over attuned. Sort of. Obviously not nearly the same difficulty spike. Not close to that. You could also try focus on one dancer since the damage is shared otherwise. Oh, the damage is shared, huh? Okay. Yeah. That makes it even... Yeah, you really don't need to do the... I guess you get double damage, supposedly, if you're hitting them both with Threadstorm. But if you're hitting one with a Silk Spear, they're both taking... If it's a shared health pool, then... Silk Spear is much less of a downside than if you were trying to bring them both down together. Is that right? I'm probably overthinking that. Wish I had thought of this for my Steel Soul runs. The only boss I could practice like this was Lost Lace. Yeah, because you, even with a win, you're always reloading to the same spot with Lost Lace. It also would not be really feasible if you weren't on PC. Right? I don't know if there's a way to do this on PlayStation or console. I honestly hope Team Cherry adds the Godhome DLC after the Sea of Sorrow. They could add Godhome at any time they wish. The sooner the better for me, because I love Godhome. That is the best part of Hollow Knight, and I can't wait. I'm hoping they decide to do it with Silksong. I'm hoping. Okay. The main focus of this for me, though, is to just not get hit. Like, don't get overly greedy. Don't get overly greedy. Go for one hit at a time. Poison when you can. And otherwise, just stay out of harm's way. And don't get caught by one of them appearing out of thin air after this phase, which can happen if you're stood to the side. Oh, that actually gets deflected there. Okay. Oh, they did that move. For some reason, I thought they were going to do the hug. Ay! Okay. Okay. And then the last and most difficult of phases. Should probably even save my tools here if I'm worried about like running out of shards and stuff. Oh, you jumped too soon. See, it actually could be dangerous because the guy's moving so slow. He's moving so slow that he's not moving out of your way when you expect him to. Okay. Now, can I actually quit out of this before it saves my progress? This would be useful if I am able to do that so I can don't have to fully reload things. I think we're good. Cool. All right. Attempt number 1. Pretty smooth. This fight is so good. It is a fun dance, but I am in such like hyper-focus mode that it's hard to... It's so much more fun when you're not doing Steel Soul. Well, it's more fun when you can sit back and appreciate the music and the dance and not be so like, oh my god, I hope I don't die. Wait, what was the no for, Mabian? What was the no? Killing off the poor Cogwork dancer. Can't parry the emotional damage. Oh my god. Okay, let's see if I can actually do these pogos correctly this time. This might be the most dangerous part of the fight, to be honest, is just getting past the grand reads. The most dangerous part of the dang fight. And if anything, that's what I should be practicing. I think I will honestly do that. I will practice the run back just a few times. Because I would like to do that without bonking on one of you. Just to be safe. We need King Soul, but for Silk. I do miss my King Soul. I kind of wish they wouldn't take it away from me. Kind of wish I got to keep that longer. It does cost 5 notches, though. 5 notches is a lot, guys. That was risky being in the corner there. Oops. That was risky. And I got punished. Fortunately, our tools are putting out sufficient DPS. So I'm thinking that we're going to be okay in this fight. I'm thinking we're going to be all right, guys. I'm not even using Silk Spear. We're still killing him very fast, even without using the Silk Spear. Oh, did you actually use it in Path of Pain? That's awesome, DNA. I just know that on my first playthrough, I was like, oh, this is awesome. I'm just getting constant soul all the time. And I play slowly enough. Oh, I don't have to do this. I play slowly enough where I'm getting actually reasonable value out of it. But then I got it, replaced so quickly, and I never really thought much more about it. Because it is 5 notches. Oh, it moved me ahead to the Cogwork Core checkpoint. Dang it. Okay, I still want to do at least another practice run there, so let's quit out of this one more time. Let me do a little reset of that checkpoint, because I didn't save quickly enough. And reboot the game. Maybe a no number 2. This is a killing and separating the Cogwork dancers. No, don't do it, you cruel, heartless person. How could you do it? We'll also do some. Let's do some pogo practicing here as well. You think it's the most forgettable charm even more than Heavy Blow? Oh, man, Heavy Blow is tough to beat in the forgettableness department. I would definitely take a King Soul well before I thought about... Okay, well before I thought about a Heavy Blow. What am I doing wrong with the pogos here, guys? What am I doing wrong with the pogos? I felt like at some point I was reasonably comfortable with pogoing on the Hunter's Crest, but I don't know. I think maybe what I did wrong there, it must be that I'm pogoing too far to the side. Like I need to be a little bit more directly above the enemy. I think that might be the mistake I'm making sometimes with the diagonal pogo. The hitbox it does favor you being a little bit more above as opposed to the side. Okay. All right. That felt okay. Let's do it again. Yeah, see there... Well, actually, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I maybe also need to stop running. Maybe I was making the mistake of running, and I hadn't stopped my run. But then I'm running into the hitbox. Okay, we're not on Steel Soul here, so I don't have to... If I die here, this is fine. This is just practice. This is just practice. Do you go back to being stationary? Not quite. When they come charging for you, though, man, they are zooming. Okay, just do that every time. Just do that every single time. What's the big problem? What's the big problem? That must have been what I was doing wrong, is I was just jumping before stopping my run, and I was hitting the hitbox prematurely. Maybe that was the problem. If you pogo and immediately dash, you can basically phase through them. Wait, what? Phase through them? That sounds like a fancy advanced technique that I don't necessarily want to just... Well, I guess I could practice it here. Pogo and then dash, you can phase through them. Oh my god, for real? What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my... Is that consistent? Okay, that feels very consistent. What the hell? So... Are you getting iframes there temporarily? And if so, what's giving you the iframes? The pogo or the dash? Keep calm and pro. Is this what the pros do? Oh my god. It does actually feel very repeatable. Do you know about this, Riley? Am I learning the pro strats? Wow. I'm very open to these kinds of pro strats, guys. This is Steel Soul we're doing. Bring them on. Tell me about the pro strats. These are not lore secrets or NPC interactions or that type of stuff I don't necessarily want to know about. Tell me the pro strats, though. Oh my god. It's the Hunter's Pogo that gives iframes. That is insane. I still have to actually Pogo. I have to actually Pogo, but assuming that I actually Pogo, oh my god. Crazy. Did you know Hornet can backflip? Are you talking about that? I think I did know, but I rarely use it. I also have learned that Hornet can dash downwards. I think you might have been here for this DNA, I'm not sure. No, that was Frommen. Frommen, I think, supposedly accidentally hinted us into the dash downwards. Okay, so we got the backflip. Now, I don't know if that's useful in a combat sense. Maybe there are specific... It's just visually fun? Okay, it is very visually fun. Anything involving Hornet's moveset, just like the charm that I am interested to know more about eventually. We don't have it yet. But the... What's it called? The one that makes Hornet dash backwards. We get it from the Architect, right? The 12th Architect. Is that one useful at all? Do people actually use that charm to good effect? Because I never could figure out how to actually get it work well for me. This Hunter's Pogo. Except the problem is I'm not pogoing soon enough. I'm hitting their hitbox before pogoing. That's the mistake I'm making every time. But just Pogo Dash. Po Dash. The Scuttle Brace, that's what it's called. The thing, you know. No, it's not useful. Okay, I had a feeling. But it's also kind of visually fun, right? It's a visually fun thing, especially running up the wall and all that stuff. It would be so cool if it were useful. Because it kind of feels like backstepping in Dark Souls, or Bloodborne, or Elden Ring. Like, maybe backstepping is more useful than I give it credit for, but I have never been a good backstepper. I have not been a really proficient backstepper in any FromSoft game. I kept on Threadstorm, by the way, but that's okay. Getting too greedy on that hit. Almost got too greedy again. Except now that I know about there are iframes on the Hunter's dash, how can I actually use that to my advantage is what I'm starting to think now. After the pogo, that is. Not the dash. It's not the dash. It's the pogo. How can I use that to my advantage? saw they were kind of layered over each other there momentarily. I don't have to use this stink shard here at the end. I should just save this. Save the shards. It's not necessary. The Scuttle Brace does alter Hornet's hitbox, so you're sure that it has some situational uses. All right. The most OP tool in the game is the Sawtooth Circlet. Really? Is that an unironic statement? The only thing that I have started to recognize once getting double jump, especially, I have been playing with a little bit of Sawtooth Circlet on the alternate file here, and I can see the potential. The only little downside is it doesn't generate silk, which worries me. The pogo that is very useful but very hard to do is the Beast Pogo. If you can master it, you're basically invincible. Are there iframes from that pogo as well? The Beast one is definitely a tougher, tougher pogo to master. Are we ready, guys? I think we're ready. I think it's time to do it. It always makes me nervous going with the real deal, but I think we're ready. Your DPS can get insane with the circlet. 100% speedrunners use it. Oh, wow. It is the speedrunner's go-to choice for DPS, huh? Upping your DPS. I gotta maybe see some speedrunners in action. Okay, guys. Oh my god. Oh my god. It is, we will have dice this time for whatever that's worth, but we're not really getting hit all that much, at least in the practice runs, so I think this is what we're going with. This is what we're going with. It does more damage than Max Needle? Are you kidding me? Just on its own. Like, because it doesn't even, you don't need any upgrades for it, right? It just does what it does. That's pretty insane. But more than Max Needle? What the fuck? Okay, so maybe I do need to be thinking about using Sawtooth Circlet. Holy crap. It also hits it has a pretty wide hit, doesn't it? I don't know if it's longer than the needle. Okay. Go away. Leave me alone. I got stuff I'm trying to do here. The fact that you can phase through these guys is crazy. Crazy. I don't need this silk probably, but I'm gonna get it anyways. Because why not? Why not? When you're on Steel Soul. Oh, this also buffs my needle, right? I get the Hunter's Evolved Crest buff. Let's just buff it all the way. Get all the silk that we can. My heart rate, though. This would be a fun game mode to have the heart rate monitor for. The heart rate monitor? I don't have a heart rate monitor. If I did have a heart rate monitor, I would have it on for Steel Soul. That would be pretty fun. Okay, deep breaths here. I think we got this. Just don't do any stupid healing, right? If you take a hit, you're not going to die right away by taking one hit from these guys. It's okay. Just keep doing the fight. And you're probably, before you know it, they're going to be doing a phase transition, or they're going to do the little, you know, the laser beam across the screen, the, you know, intertwined laser beams attack, and you'll be able to heal in midair during that. There's going to be heal openings. Don't try to squeeze in a heal opening prematurely, because that's just going to get you in trouble. We got this. I hope so, Sparky. I hope so. I'm going to get a quick hydrate. The nerves are there, but I think we got this. Deep breath, deep breath. Keep calm and poison on. Indeed, Riley. Indeed. Especially with all these extra tools that we've got from our satchel. Why am I not hitting you? That was... What did I did not mean to jump on the wall. But it worked out. Oh, god damn it. Holy fucking shit. Are you not entertained? I am shaking so badly right now. I don't think I ever shook like this during a single Elden Ring boss. Like, maybe the victory against... The final win against Melania. Maybe. I don't think I shook a single time in the like this, at least. In the base game, or the first playthrough of Silksong. Oh my god, I almost shit my pants. Okay, so that happened. That pause, Sparky, right? That pause. I see the uh-oh from DNA. Yes, that was an uh-oh. That was an uh-oh, but we thank God for Fractured Mask. Thank God for Fractured Mask, because holy shit. Holy shit. I did exactly what I said I shouldn't do, which is a panic heal. I basically panic healed. And that always gets you. Don't do it. That third phase, though. That third phase, man. Why was it, I guess I don't know. There's something about doing this on, it's the thrill and the challenge of Steel Soul, is that your focus, as much as you do practice runs, it's not the same energy as doing it live. There's a reason why, you know, professional athletes, they will tell you that you just cannot simulate what it's like to be doing something. You can't simulate the actual game. You can't simulate the Super Bowl. You can't simulate the World Cup. You can only be in the game. And that's the only time that you get the same stress, mental, I don't know, adrenaline rush, whatever the case may be. Obviously, I'm not a professional athlete, but Steel Soul, I think, has a similar analogy to it, because I notice in every fight we've had so far, we've been doing fairly easy fights in the game, and they've all kind of been just a little bit tougher, or they have felt a little bit tougher than practice, because my focus is just a little different. And the fact that oh shit, this is it. This is the run. It's so difficult to keep yourself in the moment and focus on just doing the mechanics and watching exactly where one of the dancers is going next, so you don't get hit. I need to be going through this text. Talking too much. Holy shit, guys. Mabian, just playing around for the drama, I see. I was thinking about making that joke. I'm just doing it for the clicks, guys. Just doing it for the views. That was close, DNA. GG's. Oh my god. Saved! I did get worried, though, when I paused it, Sparky, and I saw there was no more Fractured Mask, and I was like, oh shit, okay. Alright. We made it through to the very last phase with just one dancer, but I only have one mask. If I die now, I will probably never stream again in my life. The heart rate might have hit 200. Even Riley's heart rate spiked. Sparky's as well. Oh, Fromin, I hope I didn't put you all through it there, but we made it. The stakes are high. We need another mask. Holy shit, we need another mask. You are not kidding, Sparky. First thing I need is a bench. Get me into this bench. Holy moly. Cockwork. Cockwork. There's a Freudian slip for you. Cogwork dancers. Cogwork losers, more like it. Out of my game, dorks. Thank you for that call, Sparky. Never have I been more excited to sit down at a bench. The Fractured Mask, beloved of many, especially on Steel Soul. Oh my god. You think the Fractured Mask is always going to stay equipped the entire run, for Riley? I think I might be a believer in that too, because I know that in the later stages of the normal playthrough, you're like, okay, I can, you know, probably afford to equip something that's a little more... Well, I don't know. It feels like you outgrow the mask at some point on a normal playthrough. I'm not sure that's going to be the case on Steel Soul. We may never outgrow this son of a bitch. Okay, all right. Where are we going from here? That's maybe what we need to talk about next, is what are we doing from here on out? But I'm also still kind of catching my breath and letting my heart rate, I'm still shaking a little bit. Love and peace, welcome in. You are just here after we have survived what is by far the closest call that we have had yet on our Steel Soul adventures. Fortunately, we are still alive. We have not bitten the dust just yet. But that attempt there, oh my god. This Steel Soul is going to be tough, guys. No plan survives first contact with the enemy. Oh my god. So true. Just realized you could have gotten Injector Band in White Ward 2. Didn't even occur to me. That is up above. I do remember it now. We would have had to go through the furnace area, past a couple of the scissor guys. Would I want Injector Band? After that attempt? Do I want Injector Band? It takes up a blue slot, right? These are both... I feel so good about these normally. The DPS we get from Polyp Pouch. Am I overrating the DPS on Polyp Pouch? I think we're going to be not using Injector Band, but I don't know. I don't know. There is a mass yard. Yes, there is a mass yard very nearby. We probably want to get that. It does require us going through a gauntlet room, which I have practiced off camera, and I do have checkpoints. I do have a saved checkpoint to practice that specifically, and maybe we should do that just to be sure. But I guess I could do it on the other file because we have gotten through Cogwork Dancers already. Or I could just load the checkpoint to make it that much quicker. Yeah, where do we proceed from here? I know at the very least, I don't want to do Hunter's Crest. I will switch over to Wanderer's Crest for the pogoing through the Cogwork Core. At the very least, we'll open... Oh, I want to get the upgrade, don't I? I want to go straight to get the needle upgrade, the pale oil. I think we do that before we get 7 masks, because that makes this mask shard a little bit easier to get. But then also, it would be nice to have 7 masks going through the vaults. Remind me again, we're getting the mask shard from here in the Cogwork Core, and then what's the second one that you suggested? Ooh, I did not know about this, Framen. Tip for exploration. Doesn't work on bosses, but if an enemy is unaware of you and you use taunt to get their attention, you gain a 50% damage increase for your next needle hit. Oh. And I presume that would apply to... I guess I can put this on. That would apply to your charged needle strike. So that's what the taunt is for. That's what the taunt is for. Okay. Good to know. Thank you for that. We'll put that on. We put that on. I think let's, at the very least, let's go through the core here and just get it all opened up. Or this bottom section of the core. There is, I think, a spool fragment at the bottom of the core, but that would require us to, like, speed through a room that has one of the big bouncy boys in it. Do we need the spool fragment that badly? Probably not. Oh, you said Jubilana is the next full mask. She does sell a mask shard. Okay. The downward pogo. As much as I have been getting used to the Hunter's Crest, there is no replacement for that good old, regular old downward pogo. This guy could be my... Oh no, we already have 100 entries, don't we? We already have our quest filled out from the Cogwork Dancers. That's already taken care of. You actually would do Injector Band over Polyp Pouch personally, but I do value Poison higher. I may be overvaluing Poison, because honestly, I've never actually looked up the numbers on Poison. So maybe... if someone could convince me that the actual numbers on Poison don't justify it, then maybe I should be doing Injector Band just to be safe. Oh, I do not have... Dude, I literally tried to do a double jump there. I tried to do a double jump there. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Oops. Damn it. No. Doing this without claw line. I think by the time that I got here, I had claw line. It definitely is a little bit trickier without the claw line. But having... I was trying to do this the other day with Hunter's Pogo, and I was screwing it up so badly. I was like, okay, I'm definitely switching to Wanderers for this section. It's so much easier to do Wanderers in here. Okay, now this is what leads us to High Halls, correct? But I do want to open up the path back to the bench first. That's the timing I want. No, shit. I am mistiming my jumps off of the wall. There we go. Okay, maybe I do... If it's just as simple as getting Jubilana. Getting Jubilana and then... And then we're set. In terms of Mass Shards. Maybe I do go ahead and risk it. Going into this... I think we can risk it going into this gauntlet room. It shouldn't be that bad. I don't think I need to practice it either. Best defense is a good offense. That's generally been my thought. DNA says from the wiki, 1 poison tick is 3 damage. At the max tool pouch upgrade, that is. So right now, we're on like the second upgrade, right? We'll get the 3rd upgrade when we get to the 12th Architect. There it is. How many ticks of damage do we get from 1 application of poison? Because I don't think they stack, right? Each hit of a poison tool does 2 ticks? That's it? Only 2? Right now, we have 2 ticks of 2 damage with this set of upgrades. The 3 and 4 crafting kit upgrades do 3 damage, so it's only 6 damage? Ew. Maybe I just got convinced. Maybe I just got convinced. I knew they didn't stack, but I thought it lasted longer than just 2 ticks. Because the tools themselves, like, once you get them upgraded all the way, like, doesn't the 3-fold pin, 1 hit, do, like, 20 damage or something? Or am I way overestimating that? Maybe that's the sting shards I'm thinking of. And even some, yeah, even some bosses, if you hit them, they go off screen like we had in the Phantom fight, and the effect gets wiped away. So maybe poison is not as good as I'm thinking it is. Taunt is affected by the Beast Crest's Fury Bind, the Wanderer Crest crit chance, the Hunter's Crest focus, and Barbed Bracelet. Okay. As in, it's not affected against all the other things? Is that what you're saying? Some of these details maybe I will have to look up on my own or ask ChatGPT about. We can think, maybe we do go get the Injector Band then. If poison is not that good. I'm kind of thinking poison's not that good, guys. I'm kind of thinking that poison might not... I do have my Hunter's Crest on, right? I'm kind of thinking that maybe poison is not that good. So I'm all of a sudden kind of liking Riley's suggestion. Shit, Claw Maidens. That's another thing we gotta get the high halls. We gotta get the high halls for. Eventually. Get rid of those suckers. They're already appearing. They're already showing up. Yeah, let's get the injector band. We're not gonna go all the way into... Well, should we go into Underworks? It's not that bad if we go into Underworks, because we can establish the fast travel there, right? And this also, honestly, this also kind of changes... Like, maybe I'm more open to keeping Plasmium File around if I'm not going to be doing Polyp Pouch. Just as a safety measure while we are exploring, you know? We get into some tough binds. Also forgot to do that. I think I do that. Yeah, we might as well go get the Underworks Ventrica. Because it's I was thinking we had to go through more of the Underworks for some reason, but we basically just drop right down to where the Architect is, and then it's just a little hop. Not even a skip and a jump, it's just a little skip across the way to get to the Ventrica. So let's do it. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. There are also bosses that cannot be poisoned too, apparently. That I would not consider a spoiler at this point. Earlier in the game, I would not want to know these details, but we're in Steel Soul. So that kind of stuff is fine. It's just story-related stuff that I still don't necessarily want people to say, oh, by the way, this happens to this NPC when you do this. Which, by the way, I'll reiterate something that we talked about before you got here, Riley. If you have any nudges at some point here, if you have a nudge for where we should go to find Pilby. Pilby has left Bone Bottom, and I would like to catch up with Pilby eventually. I think we caught up with him in Farfields at the Pilgrim's Rest in the first playthrough, but that's the only place that I remember. And even that one I'm not sure about. So if you have some nudges so that we can, spoiler-free, continue whatever there is to do potentially with Pilby, then I would be appreciative of that. Yeah, and that is something I learned in the first playthrough Chicken Sandwich, the fact that that's why I haven't been equipping the Plasmium File along with the Polyp Pouch, because the mask only stays around for a moment before it explodes into an AoE stinky cloud. So it's a bit of anti-synergy. More than a bit of anti-synergy, actually. Oh, I took my compass off. Am I okay with that? Yes, I think so. Come on. Come on. Dude, seriously? These stinkers. Okay, we do have to find pins to collect for this quest as well, so we can start getting those up to snuff. We'll see how much longer we go here before I need to maybe take a break. We might be going just a little bit longer today, but I probably do need a stretch break here at some point. Oh yeah, Jubilana. Jubilana, I believe, is in the room across here, right? The double hit that that guy always swings with always gets me. Wait, did he not have a fine pin to drop? Why did he not drop a pin? What? Hi there.
Nada. That's fine.
The nudge is that it's a similar situation to that one Flintstone bucket. Okay. I had suspected as much. Because I did so much backtracking in the first playthrough. I feel like I would have found Pilby if Pilby was to be found anywhere else. And so I always surmised that Pilby just sort of... this is a real question. Is it correct that Pilby does show up at Pilgrim's Rest? I would like to at least confirm or deny that part of my memory. One last thing for poison, it seems to ignore enemy damage modifiers. So against high HP, it will be helpful when you need to close the gap in the mid-game before needle upgrades. There are enemy damage modifiers? Are you saying like enemies have like armor or resistance against my unupgraded needle? And so poison goes around that? Is that what you're saying? Am I understanding that correctly? Okay, now I will sit at this bench. Since we are going to the Underworks. That is correct, DNA. Certain enemies take less damage from your unupgraded needle. That's a weird one to me. That is... Okay, well, as we go along, feel free to, you know, backseat and let me know. By the way, this is a boss you might want to use poison for. I'm okay for that. Okay with that. Because these are details that are important to know, but I still am not at a point where I want to go snooping around the wiki myself. Dang it. I was like, oh, I need to use Threadstorm to hit this guy before he hits me. Too late. We don't have a whiteboard map yet. So the best I can do is this would have been one spot to have the compass. Just so I can mark. I want to mark the fact that this is a silk sword that we need to come back for. It's going to be kind of around here, right? Somewhere in that vicinity. Fortunately, we get a Silk Eater here to get our silk back up. Man, I'm so glad we survived. But also, that close call with the dancers has me kind of... Oh, there's a map here. Has me kind of questioning everything. Because I was not thinking we were going to have a close call against the dancers. I was not. And, oh boy. Okay, this is actually like right here. Okay. So now I'm like, man, I really need to put in some more practice in Steel Soul. So many things that I'm maybe not as prepared as I thought I was for. Come on. This guy's dropping an okay amount of rosaries. It's another one that we will... I think you need a double jump for this, right? Oh, no. But you need claw line is what you need for the key up here, right? So we mark this with the claw line. Here-ish. But the injector band is right over here. I don't remember there being a trap here. Steel Soul just had to remind you to show some respect. Never again, Sparky, will I say those words. We've got this, guys. This will be no problem. I don't think I said that. I don't think I ever said that, but... My experience with Steel Soul is that the things you lose runs to are almost never what you expect. Because you're just not focused enough, right? You're not actually focused in the moment that you need to be. And also, the stuff that you don't practice, the unexpected stuff, when you're ad-libbing it, or going with a, I'm gonna get some more shards from this guy. Going with a panic heal. That's what gets you. Shit. Oh, okay, there is fire here. I almost just dropped straight down. There is a little bit of fire here. I don't think there's much else, though. Maybe there's a secret I don't know about. Feel free to let me know if there is a secret wall here or something that I've missed. Well, there is this. Okay, there is that, but I think I knew about that. And there is like a Drape Mite that shows up here. Oh, it's a giant Drape Mite. Shit. Shit. that was, Okay, see, yeah, that kind of stuff, right, Riley? That kind of stuff. It's like, oh, I totally forgot that there's a giant fucker that does 2 damage here, and all that's down this little rabbit hole is just some rosaries. Your run could totally die right there if you just completely, you know, hit the wrong set of buttons. More like Dorkmite? I don't know, man. The giant ones. I don't know if I should be calling anything in this game a dork anymore. Steel Soul, man. Steel Soul. It'll get you. Okay, having reached the bench, I am gonna take a short break. Let me just catch up with chat real quick. See if there's any important messages that I have missed. Get out of my game, Mite. So easy to get trapped there. I know, goddamn, I almost just did. And then I just happened to weasel out of it without taking a hit, fortunately. Am I planning to get Architects or Witch soon? Perhaps Architects. Perhaps, if we have the tools for it. Especially if this Sawtooth is as OP as it's supposed to be. But yeah. Sparky says, or Lost Lace, which you do expect. Would you guys agree that Lost Lace, I mean, it's the toughest boss in the game, right? That's what I've been thinking in my mind. Like, ultimately, you do all this work, you might survive everything in all of Steel Soul, and Lost Lace just still gets you. It could happen, but I've been there because I've died. I've lost one of my Steel Soul runs in Hollow Knight to Radiance, So I know what that feels like. I've been sort of mentally prepared for that a little bit. I would not be mentally prepared for losing my run to Cogwork Dancers or the Drape Might at the end of the secret tunnel. Is Lost Lace harder than Absrad, I wonder? Well, that, I know the answer to that question. Oh, Absrad. Oh. Actually, that is a good question. I was thinking regular Radiance for a second. Absrad, on the other hand, I don't know. Feel free to debate. What do you all think? Leave it in the comments below, or leave it in chat. Lost Lace or Absrad harder? Think about that while I take my short little break, and I will BRB. Also, what's my keybind here for BRB? Ah, there it is. Okay. Be back in just a couple minutes. Okay, we back. Sparky says Absrad harder. DNA agrees because as the knight, Absrad is more RNG. Does Absrad have more RNG than Lost Lace? I know there's a lot of Absrad RNG, obviously. I just don't remember enough about the Lost Lace fight, actually. I just know it has a lot of phases, and I died a lot. I just wondered, did I die more? Because obviously you unlock Absrad, and then you go to the Hall of Gods to practice. Did I get more deaths before my first win against Absrad than I did against Lost Lace? I don't know. It feels like they might be about even. Sawtooth is OP, but you have to adjust your playstyle to maximize by staying close to enemies, which may not be what you want in Steel Soul. Maybe when you get a blue Vestacrest? Or maybe when I get good. Maybe that's what I really need. Just position better. So I actually do the damage without taking the damage in return. Okay, this goes out to the actual Underworks, correct? I think this is what goes to the... This is what goes to the fast travel. If I remember correctly. I don't remember there being anything down here. I think there's actually literally nothing down there. Which is always one of the funny things to me about Silksong. Maybe there is something down there and I don't know it. Or maybe an NPC shows up there or something. Feel free to tell me if there's more to that little hidey hole. But I feel like in Silksong there were quite a few of little hidey holes that just did nothing. That's what it felt like, at least. At least there's hope of healing and saving the run after Lost Lace inks all over you. I think the main way I get it good is watching the pro speedrunners play. Oh, there is no doubt that most of my big level ups in Hollow Knight were from watching other people. One of the biggest aha moments I had was watching somebody actually do Descending Dark the proper way against Pure Vessel and realizing, oh my god, this thing is broken. That skill is absolutely busted, and I am not using it enough. So I, at some point, want to do that with Silksong, and maybe I should start doing that. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna hold that thought. I'm gonna hold that thought. Because I just, there are things that I feel like I haven't discovered yet that I want to discover. And I know if I start going to watch people on Twitch or something, I guess I could watch YouTube. But I know I've absorbed things from Twitch chat that I didn't necessarily want to absorb. Because they say everything. You learn everything from Twitch chat. Nothing is held back. And I'm just not at that point just yet. Not sure if this is helpful, but weighted belt also decreases the time it takes for you to fall? Decreases the time it takes for you to fall? You mean increases, I think. It also slightly increases your iframes after you take damage? Oh. Now, see, that part is the most interesting to me. The stuff before that, I feel like is like, huh? I don't see how I would make use of that. But DNA says no, there's not. Are the iframes fake news? You don't think there is more to it? Oh, that little hidey hole. Okay, good to know. Twitch chat be a bunch of spoily little gremlins. I know, man. I know. Let's go get an upgrade to our tool. let's go to let's do some quests that we've got here, or at least the Bugs of Fairloom. We can do that. We'll turn in Roach Guts at some point. At some point here. Just trying to organize my thoughts. The other thing we wanted to do was throw on Injector Band. That's what we came to Underworks for. White Ward, that is. White Ward Underworks. And then we're going to be making our way back into the Songclave so we can buy a Mass Shard from Jubilana. Okay, let's go to Greymoor. Get ourselves more tools. I do probably need to be a little worried about running into... Yeah, if I go out to the left now, I run into Moorwing, right? So I need to be careful about that. We don't want to do Moorwing just yet. This is Pill's brother, right? So this takes me to Sinner's Road. There's not another gauntlet in here, right? Not until Act 3. I should mark the memory locket here so I don't forget that. Once we get double jump. Out of my face, Nu. Oh, yes. I see. Okay, you meant decrease as in it decreases the time. That is what your message says. But Akinar brain sometimes inserts words where they don't exist. My brain read it as decreases falling speed. That's not what the chatter wrote. Please read the words on the screen. I get it. I get it. I still don't know why it's good for me. Why do I want to fall quicker? Oh, not the iframes, the hidey hole? Oh, you meant there's nothing there. Okay. So Chicken Sandwich is correct about the iframes. Interesting. Is it does that make weighted belt worth using? Or is it still useless? New boss fight survived. No, it wasn't the Twitch chat experience necessarily, Chicken Sandwich. I have other reasons that they're not really secret reasons, but I also don't want to get into them right now. The biggest reason is that I like consolidating the content that we have here. Like, it wouldn't make much sense to me at this point, having done an entire first playthrough of Silksong on the channel, and then somehow switching over to stream Steel Soul on Twitch. I know there's multi-streaming. I know that's a thing, but I also don't necessarily want to get into that. I guess I think the other thing that I have a little bit of misgiving about is I don't really love the fact that Twitch, their ad situation right now, does not feel like something I want to screw with. I don't want to have to deal with like snoozing a 3-minute ad thing that's going to come in every so often. And I know just in general, my use of the Twitch website has felt... I'm kind of turned off by the just deluge of ads that I'm served on that site. They're squeezing in ads at the bottom, at the side, at the top. Like, there are ads everywhere while you're watching, and I just find it incredibly annoying. And so I like having everything here on YouTube, and I don't want to deal with that other nonsense. That's basically the upshot. Okay, we've got our expanded pouch. Let's head back to the Songclave. It's upper mid, in your opinion. Good, but not widely used. Okay. Useful in boss battles, for sure. If we have the slot, like I think I had one boss fight where I had... what did we have equipped for dancers? Like Magnetite Brooch? Obviously, if it's, you know... I should have put that on over Magnetite Brooch. Just for whatever little marginal benefit it gives you. The iframes can be very useful. I could see that being a very useful thing. I did not know it gives you iframes. I figured it was just like steady body. You think Nu is creepy? You don't trust her? Oh no, Sherma's already here. Okay, Sherma's already made it here. I was hoping we would be able to find Sherma in the hot springs, but I think we needed to probably explore more. We needed to explore more thoroughly in the coral chambers before heading up to the cogwork dancers, I think. But Sherma's here.
Dalaka Rivenda.
Cadestre.
Dalaka Rivendo.
Presumably, Sherma just gets through the Grand Gate on her own, on his own, excuse me. I still, it's a female voice actor, so I don't think you can blame me too much. But I think the explanation is that Sherma just goes by, and Sherma is so pure and innocent that the last judge just lets him through. Because otherwise,
Dalaka Rivendo.
that was my first question when I went on the second playthrough and I went this alternate route. I was like, wait, how'd you get in here? How'd you get in here?
Sacra de la Dala.
Worth noting, you can also get 2 spool frags in Underworks, not far from the Ventrica.
Benny Frank.
Okay, I have not practiced that recently. So I think that would be something I would want to do a little bit of a trial run before I went to get those, because the Underworks, I do not, I'm not confident in my overall knowledge of that place. I don't think we need the spool fragments. I think the general, my plan is still on course here. Let's go ahead and, did I exhaust your dialogue? Okay. My plan is still intact, where what I want to do is we want to get we want to get our 7th mask, so we're going to get the mask shard from Jubilana. And then we're going to go and get the mask shard through the the cogwork core.
Nesvir.
And we'll keep exhausting all the dialogue here, even though I don't know if it does anything or not. Probably not, but I just like to do it.
Megina Fora.
Yes, especially if one of them requires beating a gauntlet. Yeah, we're going to wait for those for later. The spool fragments are nice, but they're not nearly as important as mask shards. And nail upgrades. You do have a mask shard for me. Sweet. I'll take it. Now, remind me, what is the requirement for Architect's Crest? How many tools do we need? Because I may still save my rosaries here. Because there's going to be stuff to buy from the Architect, 12th Architect. So I think we're saving. I may not need to get Architect's Crest right away. I think Architect's can actually wait a little bit. 25 tools total. Not counting your silk. These don't count as tools, right? So if it's just red, blue, and yellow, we have 7. 6 is 13. And another 7 makes 20. So we got 5 to go. Buying a Ascendant script here is not going to change the short-term math. So we'll wait. And what I will do instead is go to back to the cogwork core, which actually is faster if I go this way. Especially now that I know this fancy pogo dash trick. That is so crazy. Okay, we'll keep Hunter's Crest, and I think I will keep this setup. I think I'll keep this setup. Although I guess I put on dice. Because we don't get shards from these guys. I'm not that greedy. Even if they did drop shards, I wouldn't be that greedy. Just put on the dice. And yeah, I guess this would be a spot. Oh, but I haven't bought weighted belt. I actually didn't buy the weighted belt. It's back in Farfield. Saving rosaries. Okay. So we have nothing that... Silk Speed Anklets isn't going to do anything in this small of a room. So there's no reason to put anything else on. So there it is. There it is. Cool. Mimai, how you doing, friend? Thank you for... Here's one extra. The flower or your presence in chat. Whichever the case may be, welcome in. Happy Friday. Hope you're ready for the weekend. And it's good to see you, as always. Farloom economy is tough. I know, man. I could do some off-camera grinding, I suppose. And I have done a little bit of that. I've already done a little bit of grinding at Greymoor. The spot next to the halfway home. Okay, so there were shards that the enemies, the shards dropped by the enemies on the way. those are important. So I missed out on some extra shards by de-equipping my shard pendant, Sag. At some point, we come for you. I will go ahead and apply one blue mask, right? Put me at 7 for now. This one I usually take slow to try to get hit the guy on the end with the threefold pin, but also hit the one of the other guys if I can time it correctly. There we go. Get a little bit of extra threefold pin value. There goes that blue mask. Did its job. As soon as I pogoed, I knew that I was going to bonk. I knew it. This guy always seems to give me a little bit of trouble. More trouble than I'm expecting. Okay, Pogo apparently, it was the thing I was supposed to be doing the whole time. Pogo for the win. Okay, we survived. We survived. We did reach 3 masks, sort of. You got fractured mask there. So it's more than 3 masks, but you know. There's nothing down here either, right? There's actually, this is another little like nothing space. I'm pretty sure. Does Chakra's voice actor act all of those different voices? It wouldn't surprise me knowing the fact that Team Cherry is always working on such a small... They have such a small team in general, so... But that is that is some versatility there, for sure. Also, one of the Splinter Barks. Oh, God. Chakra voicing a Splinter Bark. That one I never would have guessed. Yeah, I was not paying close enough attention, DNA. Okay, guys. 7 masks. 7 masks. Feels okay. 7 masks, and now we head to High Halls. Not High Halls. What am I saying? We head to Vaults. That's what I was trying to say. Getting ahead of myself. High Halls. High Halls is like, yes. Come now. Come now. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Oh, is it actually... Getting back up is not, like... I'm gonna heal. Getting back up is actually not the most straightforward proposition in this area, because you have to deal with this guy. And you can't hit him from the bottom, can you? So you have to do this. Okay. Do I want Hunter's Crest for this? I think so. I think I still... There is a gauntlet that we're going through, right? There is a gauntlet. I have Plasmium Phial. And Plasmium Phial has plenty of charges still. Right? So I don't have to be worried about dipping into my reserve. And we have plenty of threefold pins. So we should be fine. We still have the dice on as well. I just need to float down to the right spot. Which is right here. Damn it. No, don't worry about nudging me on High Hall's Gauntlet just yet. I'm okay. When we get close to that point, I am okay for, like, strategies and tips that you want to share. Why did I switch that? I already had the path open. I'm hoping by the time that we get to the High Hall's Gauntlet that we will have so much more DPS with Architect's Crest and the tools at our disposal, as well as the Plasmium Phial. I'm hoping that we will be able to power through. Kind of. Actually, I don't want to... I shouldn't do the power hit there. I should get more silk. I will use a couple Plasmium Phial charges here, though. Yeah, it's not so much that I don't want to know DNA, it's that I'm not going to remember unless you tell me when we're actually at the gauntlet. So save those tips for later. Would it not be easier if you use every Plasmium Phial before a potentially difficult encounter? That could be the way to go, and maybe that is the smart way to go. I'm just a little bit... There's the other part of me that's like... wanting to save time by not having to go back to Wormways to refill. But I suppose it's a lot easier to go back to Wormways to refill than it is to restart your Steel Soul. So it's probably one of these penny-wise, pound-foolish that maybe I need to think about a little bit more. Do I fear this encounter enough where I think I need to use all 6 Plasmium Phials? I don't think so. I don't think so. But we'll see. High Hall's always the last melody I get. Was most stressful to do on my speed... Oh, your speedrun achievement file. Were you more stressed about the speedrun than the Steel Soul High Hall's Gauntlet? Okay, we have plenty of threefold pins. Don't be afraid to use that shit. I hate that guy interrupts my charged needle strike. I hate that. I hate that that little bell ringer doesn't die to my Threadstorm. I hate it. It's so annoying. Man, Threadstorm, did you see the way he just, like, orbited me like a planet? That was like a moon orbiting the Earth. Because that's what Threadstorm forced the... What's this guy called? The Vault Keeper into a planetary orbit. That's kind of what it felt like there. Woo! Don't you love that Threadstorm knockback? Holy shit, I love it. See, and then the other thing about Plasmium File is... If we're good enough at a particular gauntlet or challenge, then maybe we don't even need the Plasmium File, right? But of course, the time that you need it is when you need it. So you never know. The unexpected stuff. Welcome back, Michael. Welcome back in. We're making some progress here through the vaults. We're on our way, hopefully, to a very soon. The thing is, we're still going through High Hall, so these masks are going to come in handy, right? It's not like I'm immediately sitting at a bench. So we're still going to get some use out of these masks, probably. As a Wanderer user, those bell ringers are the bane of your existence. Oh my god. I didn't realize they used the High Hall's Second Sentinel boss theme for this fight. Oh, really? That's the same theme as Second Sentinel, and also, I mean, I could have seen the Gauntlet, but I would have guessed that the Sentinel has her own unique theme. I'm a little surprised, actually, that she doesn't have... her own unique theme, you know? I'm a little bit surprised, if I'm being honest. Okay, I'm still pretty healthy on tools here, and I've got the masks, so I don't want to sit at the bench. We just want to open up the way and get the map here. Do I get the map? It's now, there's rosaries here that we have to spend. I think I do get the map, because I still want to mark things here and there. But, yeah, there's rosaries. Those are rosaries. Can't get up there yet until I pop this thing up, right? Although I don't know that I want to go up there because I think that's a room that just has like a Silk Eater and a Vault Keeper. And the Vault Keeper almost killed me once on a second playthrough, so I'm not sure I want to go in that room. I guess I will get rosaries from this guy. We can get the rosaries from the cylinder. Good stuff. I'd have some sweaty palms doing something like this. I don't think... were you here for the Cogwork Dancers attempt, Michael? Oh my god, my palms. They weren't sweaty so much as they were just, like, shaking almost uncontrollably. Because we were on one mask. We made it down to one mask in the Cogwork Dancers fight. Oh my god. It was scary. I wasn't as locked in as I should have been. Fortunately, I was locked in just enough at the very end.
Tamiayan. Da, Fenestra.
Alright, turn this sucker on. Oh, this one's okay. It's not the Coral Chambers one, but this one's fine. We'll leave this running. One thing I may end up doing is spoiling myself on the series music. I adore some classical escape soundtracks. The soundtrack for Silk Song is unrivaled. I will also say there is a part of me that is very nostalgic about the Hollow Knight soundtrack. That will always have a special place, certain tracks in particular. And also it's, you know, the fact that Christopher Larkin had to do it without a full orchestra. The Silk Song soundtrack is so freaking good. But there's also something about that, going back to the Hollow Knight soundtrack and hearing those tracks that don't have the same budget or the same, you know, fully fleshed out set of musicians, and still how awesome it is. It's just its own unique feel, you know? Both of these games, their soundtracks are S tier, to say the least. Okay, so let's go and knock this. I guess I'll just knock it up for coming back down here if I need to. But the room that I'm most interested in here, this is what not having the compass is. I need to get in here. But I don't have the compass on, so I may need to, I think we have to go around one more set of, yeah, we have to go around one more set here. So we gotta go through a Vault Keeper. Asshole. He just ran into me. I don't have these guys figured out yet. That's probably an enemy I should practice more against. But I feel like Vault Keepers are one that I struggle with still. I don't want to go over... I know you said there was a Mass Shard over on this side, but I don't think we... I don't want to get off course here. I just want to focus on getting to the Pale Oil. That's the name of the game. Get to the Pale Oil, and everything else is later. Oh, I could kill those things with the... I did not know I could do that. That's fun. Okay. I think this is the room that we want. Now, I know that in here... Just to remind myself for sure. Yeah, okay. This is the room. This is the room that has all of the little duders, right? And, like, is it true that I don't have to actually hit this switch? Could I actually beat the game without hitting this switch? And the only thing that I get by hitting this switch is just more enemies in my way? And maybe a journal entry? Is that true? Resting Grounds. Resting Grounds might be... It's either Resting Grounds or Green Path. One or the other is like... I think Green Path probably has to take the cake. But they're like 1A and 1B in terms of favorite Hollow Knights. Riley thinks that I don't need to hit the switch. And, oh, they are out in Act 3 regardless? The little dudes are gone in Act 3? I don't remember that, huh. Now, is it possible to miss their journal entry? I don't think I care about the journal entries on Steel Soul, but just out of curiosity, do I miss out on... Do I miss out on the journal entry for that enemy? It feels like not a thing that Team Cherry would do. But I don't know if you never kill that enemy. I don't know if there's like a fossil or something that you can pick up. They're freed in Act 3. Is that a thing that happens that we see? Because I don't remember this. Out as they get... Oh, they get out of the vaults. Oh, they're like all over the place is what you mean. Oh, okay, so they... Why did I think that they got freed like out of the game? Like, we're gone. We're going on vacation. Bye. No, you mean like that switch gets hit. Whether you hit it or not, they're coming for you in Act 3. Got it. I think I have to hit this over to the right, don't I? Just trying to remember where exactly the... No, it's just right here, isn't it? Never mind. This is what I'm looking for. There is a flea up at the top. But I'll come back for the flea. I'll come back for the flea. We'll be back for you, buddy. This is where I want to go. This is the one. Little dudes be free, just like the fleas. Flea be free. They probably need the vacation, honestly. Somebody should give it to him. Somebody should let these poor guys out of this place. All right, I think we have made it. At long last, also Jubilana's here. Hi. You gotta love the, as far as I know, random interactions that happen as you play. Did we find her here? Looking for goodies of your own, dear one? You do well to avoid the dark vaults here. They say the keepers inside were jealous hoarders even before the Silken Curse came down.
That's fine.
You have more familiarity with the Citadel than most, madam. How long have you spent here surviving amongst the haunted corridors? Oh, long enough. It's not such a bad lot, all told. The memories of my pilgrimage have all faded now. But a life spent in the Citadel's golden halls was all I ever wished for. And lo and behold, my humble wish was granted. Certainly the place might be a bit past its prime, but it'd be churlish of me to complain now, wouldn't it? Remember, kids, don't be churlish. She actually does let us buy stuff from her at this point. Okay. Okay. All right. Guys, I think that is where we are going to wrap up this installment of Steel Soul. Let's just make it back to the bench, but I think we can do that, which it's just down at the bottom, right? As I almost fall on spikes. I'm gonna get hunted down by every enemy in existence here. But at some point, we will get down to the bottom. And be back at the Bellway. But this is where we're gonna wrap things up. Guys, we have survived. Holy crap, we have survived. Not dead yet. But given that experience against the Cogwork Dancers, we're probably going to die at some point. Because there's just going to be something that I'm not fully prepared for. We're going to try to keep it going as long as we can, though. But I think this is where we call it quits for today. We will start next time by getting our needle upgrade. And then I think we try to make it for Clawline. Unless there is a consensus from the chat as to some other pertinent upgrades, I think our priority is Clawline, and then whatever upgrades we can get from the Architect, and then we basically make a beeline for Mount Fae and get that double jump. That's what I want to do. But we will figure that all out next time. Riley, Chicken Sandwich, DNA, Fromin, Michael, Sparky, Mimai, Joe, thank you again for joining as one of the members of the Tarnished. Badger is here as well. Bad timing on my part. I was going to say hi, but I'll just have to say bye. Badger, it's just the nature of live streaming. Sometimes it happens. You come in at the end. But if you're interested in checking out the VOD, maybe go to like the halfway point and enjoy some of the Cogwork Dancers action. You might find it enjoyable to rewatch that part of the stream. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe we will start doing this like Mondays and Fridays. We'll see how things go. I'm still a little hesitant about making it for sure we're scheduling this. But I think I'm going to tentatively plan to see y'all on Monday evening for me, and then again Friday afternoon next week. We'll make that a little, hopefully, a goal to aim for. And if something comes up, I'll let y'all know. But also a reminder for any of the members who have not already voted in the poll for what I should play next. Be sure to check that out, the YouTube post, or it's in the Discord as well. Find it there, vote, let me know what you want me to play, and we will get to more Steel Soul action soon enough. Everybody else who has joined in on the chat today, it's been so fun having you here. I'm starving. I need to go make some food and also still continue to decompress from our very, very, very close call. Just giving some excitement for y'all. It's all part of the entertainment. Best stream yet. Hard to argue with that, Riley. Hard to argue with that. Not for the reasons that I might hope, but this is the Steel Soul experience. This is part of what you get. Thank y'all very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Good night, everybody. I will enjoy my meal. Thank you very much. Turkey burger is on the way. See y'all.